Good morning. Good morning, everyone. This is Kim from the Forever in Motion team, and I'm here this morning to do a 30-minute Forever in Motion class with you. So I'll give it just a moment to see if anybody pops on. I don't know what it's like at your houses this morning, but it's raining here at my house. I'm super excited about that. It does make it a little gloomy in the house, so I've got every possible light on. But it is nice to see some rain finally for us. So this morning we're going to do that 30-minute Forever in Motion class. So there's just a couple of things that you need this morning. You can see behind me you need a chair. You'll need a band or a tubing. Or if you don't have one, you can just do all of the movements we're doing without the tubing. It's just more range of motion then. And then you'll also need a water bottle. I don't know if you can see my water bottle right there, but you're gonna need that as well. All right, so I've got two people who've joined me already this morning. Thank you for joining in. So again, my name is Kim, if those people who have popped on don't know me, and I'm part of the Forever in Motion team. So we're gonna get started. So everybody up. Hopefully you guys can hear me as we go along. I've got a little bit of a sore throat, but I will do my best to talk loud enough. If I am not talking loud enough, feel free to comment and it will pop up on my screen. And then I can always talk louder or try to talk louder so you all can hear me. All right, so everyone up. Now I am going to stand beside my chair, and move it a little bit more, so that you can see me. If you're at home, it's probably better to stand behind your chair, but if I stand behind my chair, you guys can't see me. All right, so here we are. We're just gonna start with a warm-up. Roll those shoulders back and down, and let's just start with a march. So easy march to start with, whether you're standing or sitting in the chair, it's the same movement. Just an easy march. Take some nice cleansing breaths while we're here. All right, keep those feet moving. Since it's actually raining, it's a little bit cooler in my house this morning, so we might take a little bit more time in our warm-up, maybe than we normally do. So if you're not holding onto the chair, those arms can be swinging. Kind of get that upper and lower body both starting to warm up in this warm-up. So of course, always whether we're standing or sitting, we're trying for that beautiful posture, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over knees and ankles, shoulders are back and down. All right, now let's change this march to a little bit of a high knee march. I'll turn sideways, maybe you guys can see better. So all we're doing, slowing it down a little bit, bringing that knee a little bit higher. So if you're sitting in the chair, it's the same thing. Just bringing that knee just a little bit higher. There we go. Good. Keep going. And as always, the chair is there for your balance if you need it or if you want it. All right. Good. Now we're going to switch this to a little bit of a step touch. So step, touch, step, touch. Have those arms coming across in front. Yes, one side. So arms are going opposite direction of those feet. If doing the arms and the legs at the same time, your body is just like, nope, that's okay. Just do those feet by themselves instead. Good, keep going. We're just warming up here, so you can choose what pace you want to go. You can join me at this pace. If it's too much, you can slow it down a little bit. If you would like more, go ahead. Good. Couple more. All right, now we're gonna switch to a hamstring curl. I'm just gonna turn sideways so you can see. I'm bringing my heel up towards my bum, but my knee stays pointing straight down. It doesn't come forward. All right? So one side and then the other. I kind of need the chair this morning. Goodness. Okay. Let's start with those legs. You should feel the back of your thigh warming up on this one. Yes. There we go. Let's add some arms in. So we're just gonna take those arms into a bicep curl. So down and up, elbows tucked into your side. Good. Nice. Again, if you'd like to be going faster, you go right ahead. Still warming up. Good. Keep going. And 2 more. And let's take it back to that march. All right. Last move we're going to do for our warm-up is a heel dig. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that heel, cross it in front of that other foot, tap it on the floor. Tap, tap, tap. Yes. So the chair is there for you to hold on to. I'm needing it this morning. Good. And if you can't get that foot crossed over, that's okay. It can just go straight in front as well. Whichever one works for you. Good. We'll just do a few more of these. Last 2. And take it back to a march. All right. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmed up. I want you to plant your feet about hip distance apart. Okay? We're going to have one arm come out in front of us. Other hand is going to be on the chair. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow that arm all the way around, as far around as I can go, keeping my feet planted. You should feel the movement in your hips, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your lower back, your upper back, all the way into your head. And come back to the middle. Now we'll do the other arm. Out in front. There's the chair if you need it. Only go as far as is comfortable. It's a little bit of range of motion for that body. One more each side. So in front, slowly take it around all the way to the back. And come back to the front. And last time with that other hand. There we are. And come back to the front. All right. Hopefully you're feeling warmed up. The next little bit, what we're going to do, we're going to be doing it seated. So I want everyone to have a seat in their chair. I'm also going to grab a drink of water. All right. And please feel free to grab a drink of water whenever you feel like you need one. Not just when I have one, whenever you feel like you need one. All right, so we're gonna do some postural stuff sitting in the chair. So the first one we're gonna do is a chin tuck. Now I want you to stay facing forward in your chair. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see me. We're gonna take your first 2 fingers and set them on your chin. Sitting up in that beautiful posture. Have those fingers on your chin, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take your head straight back away from those fingers. Your eyes stay on the horizon. And relax forward. And take it back. And forward. And back. You're probably going to feel a stretch up the back of your neck and up the back of your head. And forward. We'll do a couple more. Back. And forward. Last one. Back. And forward. All right. Now, the next one we're going to do is for our shoulder blades. So what I want you to do, I want you to have your hands on your legs, just above your knees. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring your shoulder blades back and together. Squeeze them together and then come forward. So back and squeeze. It's like you're waking them up back there. And bring it forward. and squeeze. And forward. Back and squeeze. And forward. We'll do one more. Back and squeeze. And come forward. Okay, give that a shake. You should have felt that activation in those shoulder blades. All right, so the next one we're gonna do, I want you to stick your elbows in at your sides. Palms are facing up. Forearms are parallel with the ground and they stay there. So if I turn sideways, you can see that my arms are straight, okay? So sitting at about the middle of your chair, finding that beautiful posture, what you're going to do is open up those arms to the side. Keeping those elbows tucked in, you're gonna activate those shoulder blades, go as far out as you can, and then come back together. And out. Good, and together. And out. And together. Now, how far your arms go out is not as important as it is to keep those elbows tucked in. My arms don't go out any farther than this. They just don't. Some people's go way farther, okay? And also make sure that those arms are staying parallel with the floor. Don't drop them down, don't bring them up. Keep them parallel. Out and in. Let's do two more. Out and in. Last one. Out and in. All right, give that a shake. We got two more moves here for our postural stuff. So I want you to come out with your arms, palms facing forward, arms at shoulder height or as close to shoulder height as you can get them comfortably. Make sure that those shoulders are away from your ears. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our arms back, squeeze those shoulder blades down and together, and bring them forward. Back and squeeze, and forward. Back and squeeze, and forward. Good. Hopefully you're feeling the activation through those shoulder blades, through those postural muscles back there, on your back, and forward. Two more. We can do two more. Forward. Last one. Back and squeeze, and bring them forward. Okay. Shake those arms out. I don't know why I shook my legs, I just did. Shake those arms out. All right, so the next one we're gonna do, we're gonna have our arms up again. Now know that shoulders can be tricky. And if you are feeling any pain in your shoulders while we're doing these ones with our arms up, maybe it's better that you just don't do them rather than having that pain in that shoulder. So just listen to your own body on this one, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our arms out, but to shoulder height, but palms are up this time. Now what I want you to do is bring them farther back, far enough back that if you wiggle your fingers, you can't see your fingers wiggling out of the corner of your eye. So they're far enough back that they're out of your peripheral vision. Now keeping them that far back, shoulders are away from your ears, what we're gonna do is we're gonna raise them up. That's probably far enough, and bring them down. Now when we're raising them up, if you start to see your hands, that's as far as you need to go. They should stay out of your peripheral vision the whole time. Now this is number 3. Are you starting to feel it? I hope so, because I sure am. All right. Breathe through it. We can do 2 more. That's all I want this morning. 2 more. Up. Slowly raise those arms up and down. Last one. Last one's always the best one. Up and down. Whew. All right. Give that a roll. You probably felt that through here, right? Because we were opening up through your chest, and then I was making you work at that point, right? Because most of us, our chest is really tight. So it's important to get that chest open as much as we can. All right, so give that a roll. I'm gonna grab a drink. Now we're gonna get out our band. All right. So everyone has a band. Always, whenever you're working with the band, before you start to use it, always just check and see if there's any rips or tears or anything in it. Because the thing is with the band, if it starts with a little tear, it doesn't take long for it to go and for it to break in the middle of something, right? So just always, before you're using your band, kind of have a look at it and make sure that there isn't any rips or tears in it. All right, so we are going to start with a back row. Now I know we've done lots of exercises already for our back, but we're gonna add one more in. So I want you to bring that band underneath your feet, setting your feet down. Your toes can be up or down, it doesn't matter. You can have a slight forward lean or be sitting up straight, either one. Hands are on the side of your legs. Thumbs are at your knees, shoulders are away. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring those elbows back, poke them back, bring those thumbs up towards our hips, and then go back down. I'll turn sideways so you guys can see as well from this way. So if you want that forward lean, there it is. Poke those elbows straight back, and then come forward. So back and squeeze, and forward. Keep going. All right, back and squeeze, and forward. Now, how is the tension on your band? Do you need more? Do you need less? It's completely up to you. That is the really cool thing about bands. If you want more resistance, you just take your hand farther down the band. If you want less, you take it farther up. It's completely up to you. Let's do 2 more. And down. And last one. Back. And down. All right, bring that out from underneath your feet. Give that a shake. All right, now let's take that band and bring it up under your arms. Like you're drying your back with a towel, right? You've got it up there right underneath your arms. Grabbing onto the end of your band, I want you to bring your arms open. Shoulders are away from your ears. You're sitting about the middle of your chair. With some resistance on that band at the start, what you're going to do is bring those hands together, keeping those arms straight but not locked out. So there's a slight bend in your elbow. Bring it together. Yes, now this one is for your chest. This is called a chest fly. And open. Yeah. Together. And open. Good. Shoulders are away from those ears. Relaxing through your jaw. You don't need to hold any tension there. Relaxing through your shoulders. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Good. All right, give that a shake. All right, now we're going to do one for our shoulders. This is a lateral raise. This is my favorite shoulder move. So I want one end of the band underneath your foot. The other end, you're going to hold on with the inside of your elbow facing forward, your palm is facing forward, and you're holding on to that band. And then your thumb is going to be up. Now, finding that beautiful posture, what you're going to do is just raise that arm up to shoulder height and then bring it back down. And up and down. Good. Now, if you're finding that it's hard, it's too hard, take some tension off your band. And if that still isn't enough, if you're finding that you're having to bring your shoulder up to make this work, I want that shoulder away from your ear. And if it's too much with the band, you can just do it without. So it becomes more range of motion exercise. And you know that your arm has weight. So you're lifting the weight of your arm as well, even if you don't have the extra resistance from the band. Up. Slow and controlled movement all the way up, all the way down. Up and down. One more. Up and down. All right, we're going to switch to the other side. So band goes under that opposite foot. Band is in the other hand. The inside of your elbow is facing forward. That arm is as straight as can be. If you have armrests on your chair, you might have to turn sideways a little bit to get them out of the way of your arm. That thumb is up, shoulders are back and down. Beautiful posture, core is tight. Here we go, up and down. Good, up and down. Up and down. Up. Slow and controlled movement. Again, watch that shoulder. Sometimes even just putting our hand on that shoulder reminds it to stay down. Okay? Up. Down. Let's do 2 more on this side. Up. And down. Last one. Up. And down. All right. Give those shoulders a shake. We're going to leave that band in this hand and under that foot. But I want you to reach down a little bit lower. We're going to do a bicep curl now. So that, excuse me, that elbow is close to your body. Shoulders are back and down. Palm is facing forward. You've got that band in that hand. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring that hand up to your shoulder and then put it back down. Now that elbow doesn't have to be in contact with your body, but I do want it close. And I do want it not to be flopping out. Up and down. Good. Up and down. Up, down. Good. How many have we done? I don't know. I can't talk and count at the same time. I'm working on it. Sometimes I can. Let's do 2 more. Up. Down. Last one. Up. And down. All right, switch to the other side. Okay, so underneath that foot, solid underneath that foot. Make sure you're stepping on it. Shoulders back and down. Elbow is close to that body. Palm is facing forward. You've got resistance on that band at the start. Here we go. Up and down. If you want more resistance, you know you go farther down on that band. If you want less, you go farther up. You find the resistance where you feel like you're working, but it's not so hard that you can't get that full range of motion. Good. Challenge yourself a little bit too. It's kind of fun. Now with this one-sided movement, make sure that your core is tight so you're not leaning to that side. Good. Let's do 1 more. Up and down. All right, we got 1 more move with this band. We're gonna do triceps now. So I want you to take the middle of that band in one hand. Doesn't matter which hand. Now take that hand and cross it to the opposite side of your chest. So it's coming to the opposite side. The top part of that band, you throw it over your shoulder, okay? The other part, I'll turn sideways so you guys can see. My other arm is at a 90-degree angle and I'm holding on to that band, okay? So the top hand is holding steady and so is the bottom. Now all I'm going to do is straighten that arm and come back up. Straighten and up. If you want more resistance, put your hands closer together. Down and up. Now make sure to keep that wrist in line with your elbow. I want to see that, I can't even do it. Like, I don't know, that. Make sure it stays in line. So you're at the bottom, your arm is a straight line. There's no bend in that wrist. Here we go. Let's do 1 more on this side. Down and up. All right, let's go to the other side. So take that band and put it in the other hand. Now taking that hand and crossing it to the opposite side of your chest. The top of that band goes. The bottom is in the other hand. That other hand is creating that 90-degree angle at least. If you're going really close to your hands, it's not going to be 90, but I want at least a 90-degree angle there, okay? And then just same thing, straighten that arm and bring it back up. Down and up. Now controlling that arm all the way down and all the way up. I don't want to see you do this, down and then just let it bring you back. No, resist on the way down and on the way up. Yeah, double your money, right? And up, down, and up. Let's do 2 more on this side. Last one, down and up. All right. Okay, so we can put that band off to the side. So have it on the back of your chair. I'm just grabbing a drink of water. Our next one is still seated. Now, I'm going to turn my chair to the side just so you can see me. You can leave your chair where it is. I want you to come to the front of your chair. I'm going to move this even farther back. There, that's better. To the front of your chair. We're going to do our sit to stands. We've done these lots. This is really good for your legs. And it's also a functional movement because we need to be able to stand up and sit down and stand up multiple times a day, right? And for us to remain independent, that's important to maintain that function. So come to the front of your chair. Walk those feet back so that those toes are below those knees. But your feet are still flat on the floor. So find that balance between those toes being far enough back and your feet still being on the floor. Now you can have your hand on your thighs or on the chair. Even if you have armrests, they can be there as well. And so I just want you to watch me. I'm sure most of you have done this before, but just watch before we get started. So what we're going to do is I'm going to keep my eyes on the horizon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to about a half stand. My back is still flat. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. My back is still flat, looking straight ahead. Hands are here, and then we sit back down. Now we're standing up and sitting down with control, right? I don't want to see you go up and then, nope. Control it all the way up and all the way down. Now if you can't get as high as I am on that stand, that's okay, right? Without extra help. So even if it's just a little bit up, and a little bit down, that's okay. You're still taking your body weight through those legs, which is what we want to do. Okay, so everyone's ready. Those feet are back. They're flat on the floor. Hands are where we want them to be. Looking at that horizon. What we're going to do is we're going to go up. Keep breathing, even though we're holding here. And then we're going to sit down. And up. And down. Now this time when we go up, I want you to count 1, 2, 3 with me. Here we go, up. 1, 2, 3, and down. And up. 1, 2, 3, and down. And up. 1, 2, 3, and down. You feeling it in those legs yet? Here we go, up. 1, 2, 3, and down. 2 more. Up. 1, 2, 3, and down. Woo, last one. Up. 1, 2, 3, and down. All right, give those legs a shake. All right. Hey, guess what? We are done the work for today. Everyone can have a seat, or maybe you're still sitting in your chair, and we're just gonna do some stretches. So, finding about the middle of your chair, what I want you to do is bring one foot forward, so the heel is down, but your toe is up. And I want you to bring that toe back towards your shin until you feel this stretch in your calf. Now, if you don't feel it, you could always hinge a little bit forward at the hips, and you might feel it then. So I've got a slight bend in my knee. I don't want to lock that leg out. Hopefully you can feel that one. And then let's do the other side. So heel is down, slight bend in that knee. We're going to bring those toes towards our shin. There we go. Feel that stretch in the calf of that leg. Good. All right, shake it out. Now it's almost the same movement, but this time we're gonna stretch the back of our thigh. So I want you to come a little bit farther forward in your chair. Heel is down, but the toe is relaxed. Okay, there's a slight bend to that leg, or it's straight but not locked out. I want you to put your hands on your hips. And then I want you to hinge forward at the hip until you feel the stretch behind your thigh and maybe even behind your knee. Now we don't want to put pressure on this leg, but if you want to put your hands somewhere, you can put them on the other leg. If you're not able to get that leg straight or you're not feeling it, maybe you can come a little bit further forward in your chair. Make sure that your posture stays strong as you're leaning forward. Don't round. Make sure that those shoulders are back and down. Oftentimes, if we have really good posture, we don't have to move very far before we feel that stretch. Okay, let's do the other side. So other leg is out, heel is down, slight bend in that knee or a straight leg, hands on those hips, hinge forward. Woo, you're gonna notice, or you might notice that one side is tighter than the other. This one's super tight. Okay. All right, breathe through it. When we're stretching, stretches should feel good. They should not hurt. So if you're stretching and you get to the point where there's pain, you need to back off a little bit, right? Because you've maybe just gone too far too quickly in stretching that muscle, especially if your muscles are really tight. One more breath here. All right, now come back to the middle of your chair. Not leaning back on the back of that chair yet. Now bring one arm up to the ceiling, other arm down to the floor. Stretch those two apart from each other. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Reach, reach, reach with that hand. Up, 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 up. Good. Now take that hand and drop it to the back of your neck if you can. This will stretch your tricep, the back of your arm. If this is comfortable for you and you feel that stretch, that's fabulous. If this isn't comfortable, then what you can do is take that hand and bring it across to the opposite shoulder, reaching above that elbow and just giving a little bit of pressure there. You should feel the stretch in that tricep. Good. And release that. Roll those shoulders back. Other arm up. Reach, 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 reach. Up, 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 up. As far as you can up. You might not feel it, but this one should be stretching through your back. Reach, 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 reach. Now again, if you can, you're gonna drop that hand to your back, the back of your neck, to feel that stretch in that tricep. Same thing, if this works and you're feeling that stretch there, fabulous, leave it there. If that isn't comfortable, take that other hand, pat yourself on the back of the shoulder, hand comes above that elbow, a little bit of pressure till we feel that stretch. Good. One more breath here. All right, and you can release that. Now let's have a beautiful chest stretch to finish. So open those arms up, shoulders are away from your ears, palms are facing forward. Now find that level that your arms need to be at so you feel the stretch through your chest and into your arm. Shoulders are back and down. Find that place where this feels good. If you're gonna do any extra stretches today, just randomly through the day, this chest stretch is the way to go. Most of us are tight in our chest, so stretching through that chest is only going to help with your posture. And bring those hands forward, roll those shoulders back and down. Let's do that one more time. Open up for that chest stretch. Breathe into it, enjoy that stretch. Good. And you can release that. Let's take a nice deep breath in. So inhale up and blow it out. And one more time, inhale up and blow it out. All right. Thank you all so very much for joining me this morning. That was really fun. I see I have 8 people watching live. That's amazing. Thank you for joining me this morning. Again, my name is Kim. I had a lot of fun this morning. Hope you guys did too. And I'll see you next time. Bye.